which I use this chicken that's cage free, all right? And you see, you can find it on sale sometimes at Walmart. And I used a bag of organic spinach. Yep, I think I lost a lot of people. And this is it, and this is what I had for lunch today, and it's delicious. And I put, of course, real salt. I put Rotel tomatoes. I put chicken bone broth from Kettle and Fire. That's where I get that from, and it is delicious. Okay, and then I put Italian seasoning and some salt to taste. Like I said, real salt. I put it in the Instapot and went about 12 minutes. So you're going to see the recipe. But this is so good. Oh, and some sausage. I bought some Macklemore sausage, which is not totally optimal. They are going to have nitrates in it, but it's still it's hearty. So you could add beef instead of chicken. You could you could do almost anything with it. But one of the things, in case you missed it, I showed you, if you're going to dollop your whipped cream, especially if you have company, open the carton, whip it up, hold your spoon up, and whack. Dollop it in there, and it just looks prettier than just a plain old spoonful of it. All right, so here we go. All right, so I've got one other treat for you. I'm going to move this, I'm going to move this out of the way over here. And I've got a special bonus treat for you, and this is what I just had a while ago. I'm kind of doing one meal a day now, but every now and then I kind of want to give myself a little treat. So not very often, but I love nuts, and I love a caramel cinnamony taste, especially this time of year. I love pumpkin spice. All right, so here's what this is. Look at this. It is delicious. Okay, so let me tell you what this is. And you could put a dollop of heavy whipping cream on the top of that whipped cream. All right, so it is walnuts, which are one of your optimal nuts. Okay, remember, cashews and peanuts, well, peanuts not a nut to start with, it's a legume. Cashews and almonds actually spike your insulin more than other nuts do. So your best nuts, if you want to keep your insulin low, keep your carbs down, or roasted pecans, which is what this is, with lots of good butter, because you want that fat, and your salt on them. And I've given y'all the recipe for how to cook pecans without burning them. This is sugar-free, unsweetened, organic flake coconut, all right? And then vanilla, and Ceylon cinnamon, which I don't have that over here, but Ceylon cinnamon is your best cinnamon for nutritional value. And then heavy whipping cream. Now, you could whip it up and put the nuts in it and make it like a whipped dessert, but I just poured it over the top with a little bit of stevia and a little bit of salt. You know, salt makes the sugar come out, okay? And I'm just going to tell you, that's a good dessert. If you don't like the stevia, some people don't like the stevia taste, then you could put a little bit of maple syrup, organic maple syrup. You're going to be adding carbs if you do that, but if you just like it, you could put pumpkin spice, which is what I added to it because I love that. Pumpkin pie spice is what I actually added. So here you go. All right, delicious dessert. And nutritious too. Your nuts are antioxidants, so you just want to enjoy those whenever you can. Okay. All right, so here's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about the #1 health hack. And you might think, well, it's probably sugar or fat or whatever, but that's not it. And you don't know what you don't know, but I'm about to tell you something that if you follow it, if you can follow it, it's going to really help you. I don't know if you heard my Facebook Live this afternoon with John Sharp. He's the principal at the high school and just a great guy, and always been tall and thin and, you know, athletic and everything. But he had gained some weight like we all can do. And he was noticing his energy was really low, his mental clarity, his sleep was terrible. Hey, Anitha. And so he joined my last challenge, And so he did a Facebook Live for me today. Scroll back and watch that. And he talked about how all those things had improved. But after we got off of the Facebook Live, we talked a little more about really what did really happen with him. He said, well, first of all, the meditation helped me. And he said, you know, food moved way down on the priority list. And that's the shift that has to happen for you to be healthy. You just can't eat everything you want. And you can't eat all the time, and you can't eat a lot. I mean, our bodies were not created to process all that food. And so what happens is it stores around our middle. And so, but I'm going to get to this hack now. Okay, so, if I don't have your email, I'm sending out an email in the morning on how to stay out of the Halloween candy. So if you want to find that out, how to stay out of the Halloween candy, if you want to get that email, then you need to message me your email or go to my website, drnancystanley.com, and there's a window there, there's a form there to fill out to give me your email. But I'd love to add you to my email list, but that's the email that I'm going to send out in the morning. So y'all that are on my email list, look forward to getting that because it's fun. Okay, so here's what happens with sleep. So sleep is the number one health tip. You talk to Dr. Mercola, you talk to Ben Azadi, you talk to Dan Party, there's just tons of them. And they'll tell you that sleep is the number one way to get healthy. If you're not sleeping, then you're storing fat, because that's what happens when your sleep is interrupted. So here we go. Here's what happens when your sleep is interrupted. I'll list it. You have a weakened immune system. This is so evident. I know my husband works at Plant Hatch, and when they go into those outages and they don't get enough sleep and they work all the time, every one of them gets sick with something. Yeah. Hey, Miles. Yeah, they all get sick, and it's because their immune system is weakened. And that's the one thing that I guard is my sleep. I'm going to go to bed at 10 o'clock unless something unforeseen happens. Now, I might wake up at 2:30 or 4 or 6, but I'm going to get, that's called the money window. It's the window in there from 10 to 2. It's your ideal sleep for your circadian rhythm. So you want to go to bed. Instead of sitting up watching that other show, go get in the bed, because it's going to take a few minutes for you to fall asleep. Okay, so it weakens your immune system when you interrupt your sleep. It causes accelerated tumor growth, and that has to do, I'm going to go into that in a minute, it causes a pre-diabetic state. So they did studies on rats, and they noticed that their tumors grew more when their sleep was interrupted. Okay, so that's a research project. And but interrupted sleep causes a pre-diabetic state, and nobody wants that. Okay, it impairs your memory. I know that myself. If I don't get a good night's sleep the next day, I can't process properly. It impairs your physical performance. Okay, and this is all hormone related. I just want you to know. And but here are the benefits. One is it's a anti-aging hack. If you can sleep more, it's anti-aging because your body heals itself while you're sleeping. You actually burn fat while you're sleeping. Now that is if you haven't eaten within 2 to 3 hours before you go to sleep. But if you've eaten, then your body's going to store fat because you spiked your insulin. But if you don't eat, like if I'm going to go to bed at 10, I won't eat after 7 because I want my body to burn fat. I also want it to rest. And if it's busy digesting food, it's not going to be able to relax and rest and burn off the antioxidants. Hey, William. Okay, and your growth hormone is increased from 12 to 2, and that's going to help again with so many things. It's such a positive thing. So I want to encourage you to stop hitting the snooze button. Okay, and the reason for that is as your body is approaching the waking hours, which is your normal waking time, if the alarm goes off and it wakes you up, it brings you into a awakened state, and then you hit the snooze button and you go back to sleep, that 10 minutes doesn't give you time to get to sleep, so it's really not of any value to you. Okay, you'd be better off to go to bed earlier and get up at that time and don't hit the snooze. So one of the tricks I use for getting up when I wake up is just to get up. As soon as I wake up, I get up. And I don't know if you're familiar with Mel Robbins, but she's got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things she does, and she launches out of bed. So if you're having trouble getting up as soon as you wake up, first of all, know that snooze time is of no value to you. In fact, it probably is worse on you than not doing it because of what it does to you mentally. You feel frustrated, you feel defeated, just get on up. Yeah. And so I wanted to give you that. So here you go. If you want to know how to stay out of the Halloween candy, message me your email. Either put it in the comments or message it to me, and you'll get the email in the morning. It goes out at 6 a.m. So I need to get it right away so I can get you in my mail out. In addition to that, I send out about 2 emails a week, 2 to 3 emails a week on health tips and personal growth and development things. So you can unsubscribe at any time. I won't blow up your email. Now this week I might, because I'm launching my product and I'm trying to get people in, so I'm going to be sending a lot of emails. But you don't have to read them. You can wait and start reading the ones next week. But even those, they're going to have a health tip in them. So I'm sorry about that previous video. I don't know what happened, but I'm glad you're on here. I see there are about 20 of y'all on here, and I hope you have a good night. And go fix you some of this delicious treat. It's again, it's walnuts, pecans, heavy whipping cream, pumpkin pie spice, unsweetened coconut, a little bit of stevia. Yeah, and it's delicious. Have a great night. Oh.